It's certainly going to be a hallmark of Great Flinders game, but likewise with Eastern Eyre too. You think there's going to be a couple of hard-bodied sides going at it, pretty tough today. So I think it's a bit of a cliche, and we always say it, but those midfield duels are just going to be super important as well. Any side that can get the sense in there and just pump the ball forward is going to give their forwards a bit of an opportunity. But you expect a lot of time with the ball on the ground, so whoever can get some headway there will do well.
Yeah, we were looking at the matchups before, some of the potential matchups at least with Joe Franklin. But for mine, I know they're ruckman, and I know the conditions don't suit ruckman traditionally when it's windy and rainy like this. But Konecka taking on Kemp in the ruck, you'd pay the price of admission just to watch that.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a good duel, and I think Levi Konecka as well. He's not your traditional big gangly ruckman. He does play it more as a follower, so he's a mobile unit around the ground, but he taps the ball well as well, but he can take a grab, but he's got pretty good skills as well and prepared to sort of play each end of the ground. So he'll be really important, and yeah, his duel with Jesse Kemp he'll be a real pivotal one for the outcome of the game.
The Eastern Eyre forward line, we know the big fella up there, Berger, Fitzgerald, he'll be important, but conditions might not be, although when you're of that quality, it doesn't really matter about the conditions, does it? But he'll have some support. Tom Davey probably looms pretty large down there for Eastern Eyre today. Who goes to him, do you think? Is that the Joey Walker matchup?
Yeah, I think Joey Walker to Davey, and I think Mitch Dennis will pick Joel Fitz up as well. He's got good closing speed, Mitch Dennis, and we saw Saturday he did a good job when he went under Yowie Wagner. So he's a strong player, Berger Fitz, and he leads well and got great hands, and he's such a damaging kick too. He doesn't miss too many, so there'll be a lot of work. I think the key there is some midfield pressure up the ground as well, and just not allowing that easy ball use to come into him.
Now, we'll just see DJ Barra's down on the boundary line there somewhere. We might cross to him in a tick, but before we do, down the other end, the Great Flinders forward line looks perfectly suited to these conditions today. You got Wes Bilney up front. Not sure who will go to him for Eastern Eyre, but they'll be having their hands full anyway. But Braden Martin will work in the midfield and probably drift forward at times. He's everywhere and was fantastic on Saturday. That little fleet of foot brigade up forward for Great Flinders, it's probably right up their alley today.
Yeah, I think Wes Bilney looms pretty large. He's going to be important in these conditions. He's a really clever player as well, and can kick that miraculous goal. So as you said, Martin was really good on Saturday, and may push forward as well. And Lockie Pake's another guy too that can play small or tall, I guess, and he's pretty crafty around goals himself.
Indeed. Players are taking their positions. Now, I'm just having a look to see if we can see. It looks like Eastern Eyre kicking to the southern end in this first quarter. Berger and that bald head is headed down to the southern goal square, so unless he's playing full back. And Joey Walker has gone to him to start with, so that'll be an interesting matchup, that one. Konecka in the ruck, Jesse Kemp in the ruck. We're just about underway. DJ Barra will cross down to you soon, my good man, but the first bounce is upon us. Eastern Eyre, Great Flinders, Mortlock Shield 2018. Here we go. Up they go. Konecka gets his hands to it. It's one out of there. Casey Carr goes forward now for Great Flinders, and they will come out of there. Martin gets hold of it. He's looking for options, swarmed by opponents. All good tackle from behind. Ball spills out. Is that holding the ball? It's been called. And a free kick there for Eastern Eyre. That looks like Bruce. Jakey Bruce has kicked the ball forward now to Fitzgerald on the lead. It goes past him, rolls back into about 30 metres out from goal. They dive on top of it, and Great Flinders look to clear with a little handball. It's picked up there by Wolford. Shot at goal is out on the full. We've got a free kick. No, I think we might have a boundary throw-in in the end, or is it none of the above?
Out on the full.
Out on the full. They're just trying to find the Sharon at the moment by the looks, and that might be easier said than done, Pace.
Yeah, it's gone a long way back, that's for sure. But
it's got on the breeze.
Yeah, Joey Walker to bring the ball back in shortly for Great Flinders, but you can already see, it's going to be a pretty hot footy early and a bit of time on the ground there. But Eastern Eyre, sorry.
Going back a bit there,
going back a bit. Eastern Eyre looked good then, though. They just their ability to just push the ball forward really quickly was very prominent.
DJ Barra down on the boundary line. We'll cross to you now. Give us your tip for today. Whoop, that's not happening. We won't worry about that. We'll get DJ Barra to come back across, I think. We've got some mic issues there. Anyway, the play goes on now, and Great Flinders have looked to clear. We've got a free kick for Great Flinders, I believe. It's out on the far side there. Now they'll look to go up in front of the grandstand on the western side of Centenary Oval. It's a long way away from us at the moment. Another free kick paid and advantage played for Great Flinders. They go inside their forward 50 now. Coming out there, Wes Bilney looking to work in a bit of a shoebox. Boots the ball forward. Mark taken there defensively for Eastern Eyre, and that's Nick Gale. Gale shorts the ball up now. Misses the target, kicks it out on the full. Another turnover, and going forward now, Great Flinders inside their attacking 50, about 30 metres out. That ball lands. Nobody there. Good tackle from Bilney. Wraps the ball up, keeps the ball in the area. On the bottom of that pack, I believe, is Rayson. He'll get up last, will he? Yes. Wes Bilney, good tackle there on Rayson. Up they go again. Konetska probably gets his hand to that one. Or, in fact, it was Isaac Hall, I reckon, who went up over the top there. Another ball up. Kemp. Yep, against... That was definitely Isaac Hall, according to our program. Anyway, the ball's spilled out now into the middle of Centenary Oval. Clearing kick there for Eastern Eyre. Picking up there for Great Flinders was Heath. Judged the throw. And Jake Bruce. He will kick the ball out now for Eastern Eyre. It clears the Great Flinders man, but it's down in front, and Great Flinders have the numbers there. They boot it back forward, but defensive mark taken for Eastern Eyre, and they will look now to move the ball out. Tough conditions, Pace. Already there's lots of turnovers. Yeah,
it's difficult. No one can hit a target just at the minute, but good work from Dyer there before Great Flinders to intercept there, but Eastern Eyre running the ball out now, so got an opportunity to go forward.
Kemp, beautiful kick, and he's found out on the lead there for Eastern Eyre. That's Tom Davey. Davey looks now with the left foot, looks for a target, kicks the ball right into the 50-metre area now for Eastern Eyre, coming across there and picking that ball up. Handball farmed over the top. Well, it's tough work for handballs today. We'll have plenty of guys jumping in on that. A clearing kick now for Great Flinders. They look to go forward. Norton couldn't get hold of it. He works hard though and gets a little tap over the top. Kemp laid a good tackle for Eastern Eyre, and they turn the ball over. Beautiful kick forward now out into space. No one to run onto it though. It's at their attacking about 70 metres out from goal. We've got a strong tackle there, but has it been called high? Has. And Eastern Eyre will go deep inside forward 50 now. Going back with the flight though, beautiful mark there. Is that Walker? Konetska going back with the flight. He kicks the ball out now to, that's Sampson. Sampson's kicked it out to Martin. Martin for Great Flinders looks to chip him board. Finds a teammate there. Dyer looks short now. Coming out for there, and good take-off hands was Wolford. Chain of handballs coming out of there, ends up Great Flinders have the ball now. Looking to go forward there, a kick long inside there, forward 50 was Morton, but hasn't quite got on the breeze and didn't go anywhere near their forward 50. They're working hard, they're big tackle. Sivia comes storming out, just running in a straight line. Getting up there off the bottom of that was Crittenden, and we'll have a ball up. Almost in the centre of Centenary Oval. Eastern Eyre kicking to the southern end in this quarter. Jesse Kemp gets his hand to that one, and it's been kicked forward for Great Flinders. Now it's inside their forward 50. Norton diving on the ground there, couldn't quite get a hold of it. That was Sivia again getting his hand in there for Eastern Eyre, and well, that's not going anywhere. Right on the 50-metre line, directly in front of the Great Flinders goal. Balled up once more. Kemp working there against Hall. And that's not going anywhere again. Or free kick. He's picked out a free kick there to Isaac Hall. Hall looks to go short. Not sure about the wisdom of that in these conditions. And good mark taken there defensively for Eastern Eyre. That's Nick Gale. Gale now keeps it on that western side of the ground. Storming out there. Big contest, but no one could take that. It's come out there to Rayson. Rayson goes forward for Eastern Eyre. Picking the ball up and working beautifully. Storick has just chipped it in. Found a teammate there in Jake Bruce. Bruce Looks forward now, kicks it to, it'll land at about 35 metres out from goal. Fitzgerald read that better than anyone, but couldn't take it. Out the back there and running on now in plenty of space. Pacer, Joey Walker. Kicks out for Martin, who went over his head. Free kick, hands in the back against Martin, and that will go to Isaac Hall. Hall chips inboard, finds a target there in, that's Kuturski. Ethan Kuturski. Looking for options now. It's come off the instep. Kemp dives, couldn't take the mark. Gets confronted and bundled over the boundary line. It's a solid tackle there from Lockie Pake. Wrapped him up. Pake, yeah, he's called holding the ball. Tough for the ruckman there. Pace.
Yeah, it was a hot call. They're actually paying some hot calls, the umpires. So lots of free kicks being played early.
Chips that in there to that's Crittenden, Michael Crittenden. Goes forward once more, Great Flinders, and that is well beyond my capacity to see. Casey Carr. And we're about to be balled in now. It's about 80 metres out from the Great Flinders goal. They've been attacking almost exclusively. By the way, there's still no score in this game at the moment, Pace.
No, it's very, very tight, you might say, but just hard work for both sides to get a shot on goal.
Casey Carter, Martin, a chain of handballs there. Couldn't quite take the final handball in Pake. Does come out, knocked forward though. Running onto it again, Martin just diving in, working hard again. Martin Carr's over the top for Great Flinders as well. A couple of Eastern Air tacklers though. One of those, Nick Gale, the skipper, will have a ball up. Norton in the ruck now, two-handed tap out in front there of running onto that was Sampson, and couldn't go forward from there. We'll have another ball up. Sampson wrapped up by Clements for Eastern Air. Norton in the ruck now against Kemp, working. Norton gets a little kick out of there, running across the front of goal. Leading in the race to pick that up is Sampson. Couldn't quite. It's farmed out of there, tapped forward. Little handball towards the boundary line. That'll go over in front of Crittenden. We'll have a ball in. Got a feeling there that Sivia wanted a free kick. Not going to get a free kick there, I wouldn't have thought today.
No, absolutely not. It's interesting content. I mean, there's a lot of numbers around the ball at the moment. You just think if either side can somehow create some space up forward and isolate some guys and let them run onto the footy, because I don't think too many targets are going to be hit.
Now we're going to cross down to DJ Barrett in a minute. We're not having much luck with our roving mic at the moment. Just going to see if we can get some action out of this. So DJ Barrett is over that far side. Let's see if we can go down to you now. If this doesn't work, mate, you better come over and see us. DJ Barrett, what have you got over there?
We'll try, shall we? Obviously, you can probably see me, but
That's not going to happen. The weather conditions are not conducive to our roving mic today, unfortunately. Barra, if you put your earplug back in, give that away, mate. Come over here. We still had no score at the moment on the Port Lincoln Boat Supplier scoreboard. Umpire Papazoglov running on over. In front of us now. Save Watson around the ball. Hasn't had much of it early pace.
No, he's been a bit quiet at the moment, so I guess if he can get his hands on the footy, he's one guy that can use it pretty well. So
Martin is trying to track that back. He's been everywhere, just bundled forward there for Eastern Air. Tommy Davey got a free kick for a high tackle there, and he'll take the resulting kick now on the wing. Goes across the ground, and that's just to the advantage of one man who happens to be wearing a Great Flinders jumper. That's Braden Traeger. Traeger looks to go short. Finds a teammate there. A little handball over the top. Running onto that now for Great Flinders is Hind. Hind goes forward out in front of Crittenden. Crittenden runs to pick the ball up. Goes off the left. Casey Carr, in fact, it was. But that's turned over. No good there. And Eastern Air looked to clear. Can't quite get his hands on that. Good strong tackle. Spills the ball out to Watson. Man on cue. Watson goes forward to Norton. Couldn't take the mark. They dive on top of it. A little handball out there, only went as far as Bruce. Bruce couldn't clear it either. They clear now. That was Kwiatkowski getting a kick out of there, just wrapping it forward as far as he can. Look at that, get on the breeze and roll along. Just pushed along. That ball's gone nearly 80 metres, Pacer.
Yeah, it's a fair dive. Definitely there seems to be a bit of wind advantage to Eastern Air's end, so they really need to capitalise here, the Eastern Air boys, and try and take advantage of that and get a score on the board.
haven't been able to do so yet. The ball will be thrown in on the western side of the ground in, not quite the forward pocket, but half forward flank. A little flick over the top there for Eastern Eyre won't result in anything. And we'll have another ball in. Now it is in the forward pocket, around about 15 metres around from the behind post, down to the southern end of Centenary Oval. Deep in Eastern Eyre's attacking zone. Great Flinders defence has stood up early. Tapped down there, I should say, for Great Flinders. Number 17, that's Konetska, of course. And Jake Bruce, is he going to get a free kick or is he giving one away? No, it's Watson will come out of that with a free kick for Great Flinders. Watson's lovely left foot up into the breeze, holds up a touch. Over the top was Kemp. Big spoil. Good tackle there, wrapped up, and Great Flinders. Oh, it's chopped off, though. Here's the first shot at goal today. It's drifting away, though, and through for one behind. Flashing through there for Eastern Eyre, intercepting the handball. Handballing back into the ground when you're defending. It's not a great idea today, particularly when you're going into that breeze.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's an error there with the hand. I've got to get the ball on your boot there and just clear it out of that danger zone. So Eastern Eyre have taken another mark here and just about have a shot on goal from Dion Wolford.
It's a strong mark from Wolford. A kick from probably 50 metres out, but it's almost like a shot from 35 today with this breeze. It'll be right over his shoulder as he comes in now. Probably wanted to aim this at the right goalpost. Don't give the goals away. Gets up in the breeze, and he's left it skinny and kicked it out on the full. No score.
Yeah, it didn't move for him then. He allowed for some breeze, but didn't happen. He got the journey okay, but obviously off target and pushed it right and out on the full. They've got to grab them opportunities, though, Eastern Eyre. So just a solitary point at the moment, kicking with the advantage of that wind.
Walker brings the ball in now for Great Flinders and kicks it out to the far side of the ground once more. It spills out over the boundary line, and we will have a throw in about 50 metres out from the Eastern Eyre goal. They are kicking to the southern end with a very strong breeze in this first term. Rucks will go at it now. Having a run in the ruck there for Eastern Eyre was Bates, in fact, trying to win that tap. We'll give it to no one in that instance. They've jumped on top again, and we'll have another throw up. The ball up, plenty of numbers around the ball as you would expect, although he's picked a free kick out here. Umpire's had enough of that. Clear out, boys. And Great Flinders kick down the line, but only as far as Kemp, who takes a nice mark in front of the grandstand here at Centenary Oval. Kemp now for Eastern Eyre, looking forward. He goes as long as he can. This will land about 30 metres out. Fitzgerald was one-on-one, but coming back beautifully with the flight there for Great Flinders. Taking the mark is Konetska. Doing what a ruckman should do, filling that hole. Lovely little kick, good strong mark there for Eastern Eyre by Nick Gale. He was probably in range, but he's chipped it over on a better angle now, is Kwiatkowski. He will get the journey. Ethan Kwiatkowski, lovely kick. Slightly across his body, but if he gets it up at that right goalpost pacer, don't give the goals away here.
No, he's a chance here, so just to work it with the breeze, so we'll see how his kick goes.
Kicks from about 55, and he does exactly that. Starts it out, it swings. Well, he's probably started a bit too far. Didn't come back enough at all.
No, he couldn't work it back, so a couple of points now at Eastern Eyre, but they really need to make a goal stick here. They've just had the momentum and the ball in their forward half for the last sort of 5 minutes, so they need to make one stick.
On the what have we got there on the scoreboard now? 2 behinds for Eastern Eyre. Great Flinders yet to score into this breeze. They were looking to work it out defensively now up in front of Norton, going back with the flight there for Eastern Eyre was Masters. He tapped it over the back. It spilled us out now to Rayson, who looks for a target. Finds Kemp. Kemp goes off his wrong side. Couldn't find a target. Handballed out there by Traeger, and Great Flinders look to go forward now. Kemp looking run back with a big fellow, just diving on the ball and tapping it forward. Nobody can get a clean possession out of there. Great Flinders have just pushed it forward towards their 50-metre line, and it's out for a boundary throw-in. Jesse Kemp, for a big man, doesn't mind diving and throwing himself around, does he, Pace?
Yeah, he's a good player. He started well, actually, Kemp. He's been pretty prominent for Eastern Eyre.
There's so many numbers around the ball, but Eastern Eyre do get a clean possession out of there, and it's kicked forward to Bates, I think that is, on the far side. Bates looks for options now for Eastern Eyre, kicks it long down the line. Great Flinders have 2 there, but they spoiled each other. It spilled to the front, just paddled forward. Nobody could get a clean possession on it. Coming out of there beautifully now for Great Flinders. Hind it was. They've got a little handball on and they stream through the middle of Centenary Oval. It's not going to get to the desired man in Norton though. Going back with the flight of the ball and cutting that off is Nick Gale. Skipper for Eastern Eyre. Just chips it out in front of Davey, who couldn't take the mark, but he's going to get a free kick. Can I just say a soft one on Hind, but 2 hands in the back, I suppose. Davey should have taken the mark anyway. He looks to go into the middle of the ground and he's found a teammate free. Beautiful kick there to Masters. Masters chips it out in front of Fitzgerald, who picks it up beautifully on the half volley. Couldn't do much with it though. He has found a teammate in Vanderloo, but it's farmed back now to Bruce. Bruce just kicks it out wide. Can't see anybody there. Picking that up there, the big ruckman was Konetska. He couldn't find a teammate though, and Eastern Eyre found someone here. That's Bates again. Starting out on a flank on that side pace. Been up and back. He's done some good work. He
has, yeah. I think just Eastern Eyre's ability then to pump the ball forward, get it onto the boot really quickly has been important. So, you know, I think Great Flinders have tried that sort of short handball a couple of times and come unstuck. So I reckon Eastern Eyre have clearly been instructed to get the ball on quickly, and it's working for them so far, although they've got to make a goal stick, as we've said. Could be it.
Kick truly there. Bates, beautiful finish. He kicked from about 40 metres out on a pretty sharp angle. The breeze certainly would have helped him work that back on that occasion, and that's gone through for the first goal of the day on the Anytime Fitness scoreboard. Eastern Eyre 1 goal to 8. Great Flinders yet to score.
Great leg by Davey there too as well. Just his ability to hit a target in pretty tight traffic set him up there a bit. So
got Kemp still in the ruck.
Working for him so far.
Working alongside Katersky over there, and Jake Bruce is in the middle. Kick truly there. Bates, beautiful finish. Kick from about 40 metres out on a pretty sharp angle. The breeze Mortlock Shield Monday continues. Ball up. Up goes Kemp up against Konetska. Kemp there just swipes that forward for Eastern Eyre. Booted off the ground by Bruce. He goes forward out in front of Davey. A little handball over the top, but couldn't take it. Just went to the voice there, was Dyer, but didn't find a teammate. It's a good strong tackle there on Jesse Rule, who couldn't do much with it, and it's bundled over the boundary line. Tough work there. Again, that was Dyer going in for a second effort. Beautiful tackle from Thomas Lee for Eastern Eyre, and we'll have a ball in. Again, plenty of numbers around the ball. Give that one to Konetska. Went nowhere, unfortunately, for Great Flinders, and they dive on top of it once more. It's not. Oh, it is going to come out of there. But as soon as it did, the Eastern Eyre player got wrapped up by about 3 would-be Great Flinders tacklers. There's a falcon for young Lee as well, as on its way back to the umpire. Nothing like copping the Sharon in the back of the head when it's wet, Pacer.
Not the day for it, that's for sure.
Watson couldn't get it out of there. The siren has sounded to end the first quarter. Hard, tough first quarter, and as you would expect in this game, Great Flinders taking on Eastern Eyre, but we will change things over. It'll be Great Flinders with the breeze in the second quarter here at Centenary Oval. The 2018 Mortlock Shield Game 7, Great Flinders taking on Eastern Eyre. Eastern Eyre lead 1-8. Great Flinders yet to score on the Rustic Cove scoreboard. We'll go off to a break. Second quarter coming up after this here on the Eyre Peninsula's 5CC.
I was in a really bad car accident. If the fire and rescue mob weren't there, I mightn't be here.
See the change your banking can make. Bendigo Bank. Be the change.
Local area and even across the globe. Social media-based live streaming has the potential to reach well beyond your existing network. Sport fans are the most engaged viewers, both on television and online, which means more viewers who see your ads and are more likely to act on them. Talk to Mortlock Shield about advertising in 2019 to our growing audience and support local footy. Put your brand in the palm of the hand of thousands of sports viewers from your local area.
Australians! Optus 4G Plus network now covers more of you than ever. so you can post fast, watch fast, play fast, just like me.
Audience beyond the venue. Live streaming your events allows you to reach a global audience, letting people all over the world watch, engage and interact with your content in real time. By providing a live stream of your event, those who would previously be missing out can watch and engage from their office, home or mobile device. Live streaming can provide an additional way to generate income and exposure. Conferences, awards nights, sporting events, concerts, community events. Get your message on air with onayre.com. Do you have an upcoming event? Reach an
in Bendigo Bank Mortlock Shield continues. Of course, all thanks to our broadcast partners today. West Coast Diesel Services, they provide full engine reconditioning. Get down and see those guys. Pizzeria Trieste enjoyed some of their work on Saturday evening after day one of the Mortlock Shield. Dine-in, takeaway, fully licensed as well if you want to go in there. Go and see those guys. Anytime Fitness, Rustic Cove, Terry White Chemmart, Lincoln Rural, Landmark Tumby Bay, and Port Lincoln Boat Supplies, who are open today through until 3 p.m. DJ Barra is down on the boundary line. We're going to have another issues that we've had, but I know he was in one of the huddles there at quarter time. So, Barra, we're going to cross to you now. What did you hear?
Of course, that's going to be the easy out for him. Back to you, Jace.
Thank you, DJ Barra. That seemed to work a little bit better. Hopefully we fixed our roving mic issues. Pace has been down in the huddle as well. He was at the Great Flinders huddle. He's just making his way back into the position now as the second quarter about to get underway.
Clear instruction was if they drop numbers back, he wants to man up on them. So if they're going to play a 7 or 8 man defence, he wants a 7 or 8 man forward line. So you'd expect a pretty tight tussle again in this quarter.
Indeed, and it is exactly that, although Eastern Air just muscling the ball forward at the moment. It's come out there in front of Clay Smith, who couldn't get any traction. Down he went. In fact, it wasn't Smith, it was Vanderloo. Up go the rucks once more. Kemp still in the ruck against Konecki. Give that to no one. Ducking his head there and winning a free kick for head high. Did duck his head and he's paid the price. Getting up very slowly for Eastern Air there is Storick. Storick, in fact. Let's go with that. Storick off the left foot. Boots it forward for Eastern Air now into the breeze in this quarter, the northern end. Flying up there in front. Couldn't take the mark was Davey, but it's down now, and over the top of that, working hard once more, is Matt Dyer, and he's given away a free kick here, has he? Holding the ball against Davey. wrapping him up there. Matt Dyer's been working hard for Great Flinders.
Yeah, he played well Saturday, Dyer, and he's had a good start to this game as well. So he uses it well, and he's a strong little bugger too. So he's a good tackler and can hold things in and clear it well as well.
He's just chipped over to a teammate here for Great Flinders, and they look to go short once more, and that will come off. Crittenden takes the mark. That's Crittenden of the Michael variety. He looks into the centre of Centenary over. What a beautiful kick that was. Just laced out his teammate there. They go forward, Great Flinders on the breeze. That's a much more dangerous position. Bilney can't pick the ball up going back with it. It was Watson who booted that forward off the left peg.
Yeah, it was quick ball movement. I think that's what they need to do. It just puts the Eastern Air defenders under pressure if they can get it in quickly like that. But just 2 kicks and they banged it in. So probably Spoggy Crittenden looked like he had the sun in his eyes, and could have taken the grab if he didn't get blinded there. But it was good ball movement.
That throw-in wasn't deep enough. Boundary umpire's just been brought out a bit further and will be tossed back in once again. The rucks lock up. No one can get that out of there. Norton, though, just working hard again once the ball hits the deck. He follows up beautifully. Kemp gets off the bottom of the pack for Eastern Air as well. He was wrapped up in a nice tackle there by Pake and will be thrown up once more. Down it comes. Nobody can get out of there. Working a handball out there to Rayson, that was, but Great Flinders have got hold of it now. It's gone across goal. Gets on that breeze and just runs away from Sivia, who can't do much with it for Eastern Air. It is going to work its way out of defence now, though. A lovely little chain there. Saw it worked out of defence beautifully by Eastern Air. They've won possession here too. Little handball out, running onto that and picking it up again beautifully was Rayson, but he couldn't quite control it. And Great Flinders go forward. Punched over the back there. Kemp just playing as the quarterback in the goal square, you could say, for Eastern Air. He's going to spend a lot of time down that end, that southern end in this quarter, like a good ruckman should.
Yeah, he'll play deep, no doubt about it. And they're under a bit of pressure, Eastern Air, so they've held up well in the last couple of minutes to repel those last couple of Great Flinders attacks.
Has gone out on the full, though, and where's Bilney? He likes his chances here. He's gone back with purpose. He'll kick from inside 50, right on the boundary line. He can start this, perhaps. Well, you wouldn't give the goals away here, Pacer, with that windsock, the way it's blowing.
No, he can kick the miraculous one, where's Bilney, so here's a chance from here.
He's put it up on the breeze. He's got the triple right, but it's gone across the face and through for one behind. That's Great Flinders' first score of the day on the Terry White Chemist scoreboard. Eastern Air 1 goal to 8. Great Flinders 1 behind. So they search for the Sharon once more. Be brought back into play now for Eastern Air, and they're looking towards the eastern side of the ground, which hasn't always been the case today, but out they come anyway. And Martin grabs hold of that for Great Flinders, just chips it back into the hot spot. Beautiful kick.
Great vision then from Martin. He give him full credit there. He saw that out the corner of his eye. Spoggy Crittenden was just able to control the ball in tight traffic and just put into a bit of space for him to run onto it. Great effort.
Crittenden looks dangerous already for Great Flinders in this quarter. He's had his hands on it a couple of times, and he'll have his first deliberate shot on goal from about 45 metres out, but he's got that off the instep. And that's through for another behind for Great Flinders. Got to take your chances today, Pace.
Yeah, costly miss. He probably should have kicked that one, really. He just tried to stab at it pretty hard, and but just pushed it to the left. And just had a message from Wes Daniel up at Minnipa, just said he's enjoying the live stream, Reg. So send a cheerio out to Wes. He's a champion fella, so good to see him tuning in.
Wes, how are the sheep going up there today, mate? Hopefully you've got them all under control.
Well, hopefully they're wet.
White River, the crew up there. We'll catch up with him during the sheep day a little bit later on in the year. Up goes Davey, couldn't take the mark. Working back forward, it's come out of there though. Vanderloo picks the ball up now for Eastern Air and goes forward up. Oh, good strong mark. Beautiful mark there from Clay Smith. Smith looks up now, looks for a teammate on the eastern side of the ground and finds him. That's a good mark taken by Bates, who's been prominent for Eastern Air as well, working this side of the ground. Bates boots the ball back and finds Casey Carr for Great Flinders. They turn it over. Casey Carr now puts it out in front of Lockie Pake, who tries to run onto it, but he can't. Coming back the other way was Sivia. Beautiful kick forward. Just running in straight line, Sivia today. Back there first for Great Flinders is Walker. Walker finds a teammate. They beautiful use of the footy. Oh, no, it's out on the full, is it? As soon as you say it.
Put the marker on him, but yeah, it was good effort. He won it well, just didn't execute the kick then, though.
In they go now forward again, Eastern Air, but that's a saving mark by Walker again. This time he finds a teammate though in Konecka. Konecka looks around now for options. Martin's out here by himself close to us, and that's where the kick will go. Closing late though is Wolford. He makes the contest and farms it back to a teammate. They look out here, that's the skipper in Gale. Gale kicks it back to, handballs it back to Vanderloo and gets it back, the old 1-2. Off forward they go now to half forward. Eastern Air, and they'll go forward deeper here. It's been picked up on the run though by Walker again. He storms out of defence, gets the 1-2 back himself. He's run to about centre half back, kicks the ball long now out in front of his own dugout. That ball's got on the breeze as well in front of Pedler, who picks it up, just kicks it around the corner and bundles it inside 50. Bilney there was tackled, didn't even remotely look like having the ball, but it's play on. And that will be it's come out of there. And Eastern Air will clear now. Through the middle of Centenary Oval they go, and coming out on a strong lead there, Davey swings around immediately on that left foot. Looks to go to Fitzgerald forward. Good spoil over the top from Walker. Crittenden picks it up, or tries to for Great Flinders. Couldn't quite get a handle on it. A good strong tackle there from Dyer again, working hard in the clinches, and we'll have a ball up about 80 metres out from the Eastern Air goal. They're kicking to the northern end in this quarter pace. A good passage of play, that.
Yeah, they're taking the game on still, Eastern Air, which is impressive to see. I mean, you saw Davey take that mark across half back, and his first reaction was just to play on at all costs. So even though they're kicking into the wind, they still want to attack and give themselves a chance to kick a goal.
That's what they're going to need to do all day long, Eastern Air, against this polished Great Flinders side. Both sides working very, very hard at the moment. We'll have another ball up. Mortlockshield.com.au is where you need to go for the live stream, folks, if you haven't got it up at the moment. You can also check out onair.tv. Make sure you do that. That's EYRE. That's where you need to go for that. Now, that ball's been rushed through for a behind, I think. And another behind to the score for Eastern Air. But, he's turned it over there off the kick in. Eastern Air have a good chance to score here around the corner. Has he finished that, Fitzgerald? He's kicked it. Missed it out to the left.
Just an uncharacteristic skill error there from Xavier Watson. He spilt the mark and enabled the turnover then. So, even the best players do it.
It's tough in these conditions. It's a cake of soap. Though we haven't had any rain, it has sort of cleared up a little bit. It looks like there might be some more on the way. But at the moment, the sun is shining, but the wind is still blowing strong here at Centenary Oval. Norton, the ball went through him there for Great Flinders as they look to go forward. Pedler is tracking it back, but leading in the race there for Eastern Air and winning a free kick for being held, I think. Oh, he's called it a throw. Taking the mark will be, taking the kick will be Pedler, will it? No, he's turned it over. Yeah, Bilney's turned that over. Storick takes the defensive mark for Eastern Air. Storick looking for options on the left peg. He's got one over here, but don't go across goal. He's going to go across goal anyway. Don't pay any attention to me. What would I know? And he's found Martin, who looked to play on straight away. Got a handball out to Pedler. Pedler over now to Norton, who picks it up cleanly. Well done, big man. Couldn't hit the target. He has, though. Watson has picked it up on the bounce. Looks to go forward for Great Flinders. Oh, a big collision there. Martin picked the ball up after it spilled out, but got a free kick here. To Martin.
Yep, for a trip there, I think. He just got caught. Eastern Air player caught him on the legs and kicks it out in the full.
Look at that get on the breeze. Just off of the outside of the boot there for Martin, and it continued to go away with the breeze, and he's missed everything there by about 10 metres in the end. Yeah. Look, Pacers having a look at the goalposts at the moment, swaying around in the breeze today. Not sure I'd want him to be parked behind them, Pace.
No, absolutely not. They might come in after a minute, but he's a moving target for a shot on goal.
Nick Gale, the skipper for Eastern Air, has taken the mark at centre half back. He's going to come wide to the eastern side here, and he's looking for... that's Wolford, who couldn't quite take the mark. He's got support, though, and Eastern Air will go forward again. He's run through that there, racing. Great Flinders now. Carr, little handball over the top. Handball straight up in the air. That's the old-fashioned hospital handball there from Morton. Great Flinders have managed to get hold of it, though, and streaming through there was Hind, and turning the ball over, in fact. Clearing mark taken for Eastern Air now. They'll look to go across the ground. That was Prime. He's found a teammate over there I think that's Evans. Storick it was, in fact. He's turned the ball over. Watson now gets hold of the ball just inside the centre square, goes long up forward, back with the flight of the ball and taking a lovely mark there, Kemp now clearing out to the western defensive side of the ground today, dodging around there, and off he goes, a second bounce. It's good work out there. I can't quite see his number though, but they kicked into the man on the who was coming the opposite way. Was that Pedler? Being dealt with after disposal. Fitzgerald got him.
Yeah, he's just a bit late there, and George Pedler went down and managed to get a free up the ground, but
wasn't Fitzgerald. Apologies there. It was Sevier who got him. Just gave him a bit of a clip.
It's interesting. Kemp's doing a lot of damage back in that last line of defence. So we heard Great Flinders coach Darren Rule talk about playing a 7-man forward line. So whether they can manufacture it to get Konitska or even Norton to go down and play alongside him and just make a contest has been an interesting one for him. I mean, Konitska's doing a bit of work behind the ball for Flinders as well, but you think kicking with a win, they'd almost want to man him up and create that contest.
It's been paid down the ground, and Bilney is the man in position to take the free kick. He'll kick from about 20 metres out as the breeze kicks up right on the kick, but it's done nothing to affect Wes Bilney. That's money for jam for a man of his quality. 20 metres out, he's just popped it in over the goal umpire's hat, and that is Great Flinders' first goal. Take a free kick. One goal, kick from about 20 metres out to Great Flinders. Still kicks up right on the kick, but it's done nothing to affect West Coast Diesel Services scoreboard. That's money for jam for George Pedler again in the thick of the action.
Yeah, he's had a good couple of minutes, George Pedler. So he's gone back to the bench for a rest now, but just got his hands on it a couple of times and used it pretty well, George. But good kick by Wes Bilney then as well. I mean, no shot on goal is going to be easy today, but he just guided that through and put it straight through the middle.
And that breeze has kicked up strongly. We have got strong wind warnings today, folks. 100 km/h winds apparently, and those goalposts are going at it, as are the ruckmen. Neither one could get their hands to that though. Tracking it back was Casey Carr, couldn't get out of there, and a little handball out to Kwiatkowski, who got on the left foot and just shoved it forward. Diving out there, but dived on top of, I believe that was Davey for Eastern Eyre, who's on the bottom of that pack. And we'll have a ball up. Up they go. No one again getting anywhere near that. The wind playing havoc with the ruckman at the moment. That's gone about 1 metre, that kick out. Playing in front there defensively for Eastern Eyre is, can't quite see who that is, and they'll ball it up anyway. It's tough work at the moment. Look at that ball go on the breeze on the ball up. Just staying down that time was Storick and trying to shovel it forward for Eastern Eyre unsuccessfully. Again, we've got players throwing themselves in. Watson went over the top. Couldn't get his hands to that. Kemp on the bottom of the pack again. And we'll have another crack. Look at that go on the breeze. Watson was the one who read that the best. Stayed down, kicked it over his shoulder. Great Flinders go forward again. Bilney is just loitering around. Can't get his hands on the footy though. Casey Carr dodges around.
Going to call it here. I think he deliberately had the shot on goal, then he wasn't just blazing it forward. You could just see he had enough time to look up and saw an open goal square, and he's a beautiful kick and a long kick, and he's put it straight through the middle, so it's an important goal for Flinders and puts them in front.
They hit the front for the first time today. They move along to 2-2 on the Anytime Fitness scoreboard. Eastern Eyre 1 goal 3. One of those days though, and this ball will go left off the ball up, straight down to the southern end. Up they go. Konitska gets his hand to that against Kemp, and Great Flinders go forward once more. Look at that, get on the breeze over the back. Leading back there is Cretton in the race for that, and he's wrapped up his Great Flinders, his Eastern Eyre opponent. Who's on the bottom of that? Sevier. And we'll have another ball up about 20 metres out from the Great Flinders goal.
It looked dangerous in the last couple of minutes, Flinders, just being able to push the ball forward out of those centre clearances and put it deep, and puts the Eastern Eyre defence under a lot of pressure. I think Wes Bilney looms pretty large down there, and obviously Spoggy Cretton gives him a good target with his good hands.
No doubt about that. Nick Gale wrapping up the tackle there, and we'll have another ball up. Kemp gets his have a ball in. It is going to be about 40 metres out, or probably 45 metres out from the Great Flinders goal. Thrown in, and nobody can really get a decisive disposal there. It's come out, flicked out the back just in front of, that was in front of Pake, who tried to wrap his opponent up in attack and couldn't do so. Running back with the flight of the ball here for Great Flinders. Siebert couldn't quite get it. He does get a good handball out to Guy Morton, though, who kicks that out on the full off of the left foot.
He just couldn't control the kick there. He just kicked it a bit harder instead of trying to go inboard. But, yeah, good to see Ryan Siebert on the ground. A young fellow who's been in good form for Lock, and he'll give him a bit of leg speed across half forward. So look for him to have an impact.
The Lock connection there with Morton, but the left foot just couldn't quite get it done. Chipped over the top to Jake Bruce, who takes a mark. It's been good for Eastern Eyre today. Bruce will look to keep this low and flat, you would think, and he does pretty much exactly that. But look at it hold up. Watson read that better than anyone on the ground and just worked his way. There we go, out on the right foot this time, if you don't mind, and not successfully find a teammate. The defensive mark taken there for Eastern Eyre by Lee. Lee chips the ball over, finds a teammate in Vanderloo, is it Prime? Caleb Prime. Looking now for a teammate as Vanderloo cruises past. Prime boots the ball up, and just cutting in front there was Konecka, the big fellow. Gets it up on the breeze, and look at that go. Up there and paid the mark, is he? Good defensive mark there for Eastern Eyre by Claxton. They move it on quickly now and look to run the ball out to that far side. Good mark taken by Shambrook for Eastern Eyre. Shambrook now in the number 1. Looking for a teammate up the line. Keeps it low and flat as well in front of the Great Flinders dugout, and that ball will be bundled over the boundary line right at the feet of the runner there for Great Flinders. Who is doing the running duties this year, Pace?
Michael Maggot Curtis. So I'm sure he'd love to be out there having a kick still, Maggot.
He got himself a kick then.
Competitive beast he is, but yeah, no, it's good to have an experienced runner out there and put some encouragement around him.
They just paddle that forward there. Konecka probably got the tap, you would think, and followed up his good work, but that ball spilled out over the boundary line on the half-forward flank for Great Flinders. Both sides working hard continuously here in these conditions. Jesse Kemp will go up in the ruck once more for Eastern Eyre. Konecka's working his way over there as well, I think. And the two will lock up here. Konecka tries to go around the back, but we'll give that one to Kemp. He wins it down in front. Nobody there, though. Spills out over the boundary line in front of Hill for Great Flinders. We'll have another ball in. Konecka and Kemp getting very familiar with each other this afternoon. This will favour Konecka, who wins the tap this time and goes forward. It's inside 50 now for Great Flinders. Strong tackle from Konecka as well. Big follow-up. Comes out there to Hill, who boots the ball forward for Great Flinders. And he's got no, it's Eastern Eyre's kick. Wolford's coming out here, and Jackson Norton's going to run back with the flight of that, and he was bamboozled as that got on the breeze. Norton was in best position about 3 times then, and it changed position every time, that football.
Yeah, it was a dangerous kick from Wolford. I mean, clearly they've been trying to play this dead side, but when you're that far wide, it's a dangerous kick to bring it across the goals like that.
And we've gone to half-time here at Centenary Oval in Game 7 of the 2018 Bendigo Bank Mortlock Shield. Pacer will make his way off to the huddle. Joe Franklin comes into the commentary box. Peter Treloar has made his way into the commentary box as well, trying to get out of that wind. We might go to a break, I think, and when we come back, we'll see if we can get hold of DJ Barra, check out cordless Mike once more. We are live at Centenary Oval for the 2018 Bendigo Bank Mortlock Shield. Great Flinders going into half-time in front at the moment. We'll be back soon.
I was in a really bad car accident. If the fire and rescue mob weren't there, I mightn't be here.
See the change your banking can make. Bendigo Bank. Be the change.
Australians! Optus 4G Plus network now covers more of you than ever. So you can post fast, watch fast, play fast, just like me.
I'm good, how are you? So I'll just get your account up. It looks like you've built up a lot of change from banking with us. Would you like to see the change?
Yeah.
Yep, cool. I'll just pop out, I won't be a minute. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Lorraine, can I just grab you out here for a sec?
Yep.
Thank you.
What's happening?
What's this for?
What's it for? Thank you for banking with us. This is to show where your money goes.
Thank you for banking with Bendigo Bank. Your banking allows Bendigo Bank to support Food Bank, their school breakfast program. Kids are having social interaction in the morning and their learning's improving, so that is a big thank you. So we thank you for that.
Bendigo Bank have bought Australia Red Cross a bus, a 10-seater bus that we can take isolated people on trips around the southeast.
I'd like to introduce you to some members and competitors from our club. This is Bella, Snoopy, Amari and Tully. Bella would like to say thank you. Thank you.
On behalf of the Limestone Coast Symphony Orchestra, we would just like to thank you. We rely on community support to exist, so thank you very much.
The Sunset Community Kitchen cook meals for people just to help them out with their financial difficulties. And
And he goes forward, beautiful kick inside forward 50. That breeze again plays havoc. Great Flinders have won that back though. Konecka tries to put one arm in, that won't be enough. Watson gets a little kick. It'll be cleared now, and clearing this out will be Kwiatkowski for Eastern Eyre. He goes forward, can only find Matt Dyer though, who chops the ball off for Great Flinders. He's come out here and it's gone over the head of Isaac Hall, and Great Flinders go forward now. That's a kick forward from Mitchell Dennis. Dennis looks to find a teammate but can only find Nick Gale, the skipper for Eastern Eyre. And they will clear directly in front of us now. They're with the breeze. Tommy Davey got caught underneath the flight of that one. And it's literally side of Centenary Oval. We've got as good a view of this as anyone, Pace.
Yeah, it's close to the action here, spot on. So
here we go. Tossed in now. And wrapped up in a good tackle there. That was a good tackle from Sampson. Sampson on Rayson. And balled up once more. Couldn't quite get over the top that time. Hole there. Kemp just shepherded out the drop of the ball. But it's not coming out of there in a hurry anytime soon. Kemp goes up this time, up early that time for Great Flinders. And it's not going anywhere.
It's just gone straight up in the air.
Straight up. Isaac Hall. He's got a tough job here, Isaac Hall. They've gone a bit shorter in the ruck by the looks at the moment to start this quarter.
Yeah, just giving Konecka a spell. I'm not sure where he's gone, whether he's gone forward or back. But, yeah, just having a... Hall's been a good player there. He's been in good form for Ramblers, so he'll compete well.
That ball's moved forward now for Eastern Eyre, about 10 metres. And it'll be balled in again. Thrown in about 80 metres out from the Eastern Eyre goal. Vanderloor's waiting down. Kwiatkowski's in there for Eastern Eyre as well. Hind at the moment just saying, how do you do to Bates? And that comes out of there. Kemp out the back of that pack. Just looks to go short to a teammate, finds him. Gale goes forward for Eastern Eyre. And back with the flight there with courage for Great Flinders was Konecka, the big fellow, playing in the hole at the moment. That's going to be a free kick to Great Flinders, though. At the bottom of that pack coming up with it is Lachlan Heath. Heath goes out to the far side now, the western side of Centenary Oval. Picking that up and running on with that is Joe Walker. He goes long. Can't find a teammate, though. Puts it out in front of Crittenden, who manages to turn beautifully and kick that forward. Leading back in the race for this is Kemp, the big fellow. Picks it up, dodges around, and puts a handball over the top. He's kicked that back into the middle of the ground. Not sure about the wisdom of that. And coming out there looking to grab hold of that was Carr, I think, and will have a ball up.
Could have almost earned a free kick there, Casey Carr. He was held on to for a long time without the ball, but it was good effort by the Flinders forwards and good defensive pressure to hold the ball in.
Ball up now. Norton tries to get his hand to that, unsuccessfully so. It's just shovelled forward on the boot. It's out now in front of, or cutting that off there was Martin, I think it was, flashing through there. Picking that up, Crittenden on the left. Drags it back to the hot spot. Just shoveling that through there, Sivia. That's Storic running through. In fact, it wasn't. It was Sivia again running through there for Eastern Eyre, and they've jumped on top of it. It's about 30 metres out directly in front from the Great Flinders goal. Plenty of players around this ball up as well. Up go the Rucks. Give that one to Kemp. It's come out the back of the pack, though. Diving on that with courage there for Eastern Eyre. Not sure who that was. Might have been Hanneman, but they go forward now anyway, and just shoved off that there for. That's over the shoulder there. Reece Racing will take that free kick. In fact, it's not. It's Jake Bruce. Bruce goes forward for Eastern Eyre, finds a teammate who will go forward. Inside 50 for the first time in this quarter for Eastern Eyre, and taking the mark there is Wolford. I think that is Dion Wolford. He'll kick from about 45 metres out, 45-degree angle. Looking at that breeze.
The distance shouldn't bother him, but it's just a matter of whether he can combat the breeze. So he's behind his shoulder, but
he's put it up on the breeze. Goal umpire's done a little bit of work there, and it's 3 for 1 behind. First score of the quarter. Great Flinders bring that in, and Traeger runs onto that, takes the mark about 40 metres out from goal in the back pocket. He kicks it up now to half back. Carr couldn't get a run at that, and Davies taken the mark. In fact, it's not Davey. Yeah, that is Wolford. Wolford's gone inboard to about 60 out from goal, running through there beautifully for Great Flinders. Chain of handballs. He couldn't quite get the handle on it. He gets it now. Pushed after he kicked it, but his beautiful kick to the lead of Wes Bilney. Bilney doesn't waste any time. He goes quickly, looks across the ground, and look at the breeze get hold of that. It's found a teammate, though. Steve Crittenden has got on the end of that. Beautiful play through the middle of the ground there, Pacer.
Yeah, it was good footy, good transition footy. A bit bloody tough kick from here, though, but if he can just punch it low and hard, then maybe a chance, but he's kicking pretty much into the teeth of the breeze.
In he comes. Crittenden. He'll kick from 45, and he has kept it as low as he could. Back with the flight there, and it's gone over the boundary line, I think, for a throw-in. DJ Barra, how are conditions down on the boundary line now, mate?
Yeah, they're pretty blowy, mate. I can see he was about 40 metres out then, and struggled to make the distance, even punching it into the breeze. So, but Great Flinders doing a great job there containing Eastern Eyre, who are kicking with the breeze. So it's going to make an interesting next couple of quarters.
Thank you, DJ Barra. Ball's tossed in directly in front of goal now for Great Flinders. Good strong tackle there. He's picked out a free kick, has he? Oh, no. No. He has picked out a free kick, I think. Watson's picked the ball up, but he's not taking it. It's Crittenden.
Just not sure what Racing could have done there. I mean, he was tackled as soon as the ball came into his hands. Just had no opportunity, and it was a good tackle, but not sure it warranted a free kick for holding the ball. But nonetheless, Great Flinders have got a chance to kick a really valuable goal into the wind here.
So you kick this from probably no more than 30 metres out directly in front. If you can look after the ball drop here, that'll be the key. Kick it low into the breeze. That's probably what you're looking for.
Spot on, Regs. Yep.
Gets it down low onto the foot, keeps it low. It does get up a touch on that breeze, so look at it go. You can do everything right and still get it wrong.
Yeah, he kicked it well. He did everything right. You're spot on, but it's going to be near impossible to kick a goal from that end today, you'd think.
Another behind for Great Flinders, and they go now to 2-3 On the Anytime Fitness scoreboard, Eastern Eyre have kicked 1 goal, 5. It's back out now, about 60 metres out, and that was Norton just getting a handball over the top there, not being able to take it was Morton. That spills out of there. Morton does butter up his work though. This time goes out on the right foot, kicks it lovely. That's a beautiful kick. Found Sampson, who kicked into the man on the mark. It's a handball though. It came back to him. Just belting that forward is Tynan Hill. It'll land about 30 out from goal. Nobody could take the grab there, or a big tackle on Crittenden. That was from Storick. And Eastern Eyre looked to clear now. Oh, turning it over though. Picking it up there. And Wes Bilney couldn't quite take the mark. One hand turnover, just knocked the ball down to himself, basketball style pacer.
Yeah, he did, and he's managed to hold him, which is important, but great work from Jackson Norton, and just his ability to create a bit of space from nothing was outstanding for a big fella.
It's gone across the face of goal in the goal square here. A big tackle there from Traeger. They look to clear it out now, though. Great Eastern Eyre, and coming out of there now, picking the ball up is Morton. He's had a quick kick at goal. It's going to land in the goal square, and it gets over the back of the goal square. One bloke read that better than everyone else on the ground. Who do you think that was?
Wes Bilney just worked his opponent under the ball beautifully. Did it quite smartly without giving away the free kick, and we just said it'd be impossible to kick a goal from this end. We're about to see it happen. He just won't miss this. I'm probably going to put the mockers on him. Kicking from the point of the square, you reckon he'll make no mistake?
He will kick from 10 metres out directly in front. If he can't kick this, it's undoable down this end today. And he comes. Wes Bilney pops it over the goal umpire's hat. And that is Great Flinders' third goal of the afternoon. They kick out to a 10-point lead. 3 goals, 3-21 Great Flinders. Eastern Eyre 1 goal, 5 on the West Coast Diesel Services scoreboard. Good passage of play that from Great Flinders.
Yeah, he's learning as a match winner, Wes Bilney up there. He just looks dangerous. I mean, in a game where you think 4 or 5 goals is going to win it, he's already kicked a couple, but he just looks dangerous every time he goes near the footy, and kicked 7 against Eastern Eyre a couple of weeks ago in the May interleague game, so they'll be certainly pretty wary of him, and create a few headaches for that Eastern Eyre defence.
Joe Franklin is our rouseabout of sorts today. We'll be hearing more from her throughout the afternoon. Joe, just give me a nod at the moment. You got any updates from Adelaide at the moment with the country champs?
Yes, we actually have. Yeah, Eastern Eyre also played in some quarterfinals, but unfortunately didn't get through to a semi-final. So all of our sides have finished now. Nobody played in a grand final.
Okay, thank you very much, Joe Franklin. The girls for the netball will be making their way back to Eyre Peninsula over the next 24 hours. As it turns out now, Vanderloo boots it forward for Eastern Eyre here at Centenary Oval. Good mark, back with the flight there, Jordan Hind taking the defensive mark for Great Flinders. They can try and go back out to the western side now with the switch, or not quite taking the mark there for Great Flinders, but they got control of it anyway. Martin has it now. He uses that left foot, kicks it up to Konecka, who just turns and goes. The big ruckman keeps it going because he's got a man on there. And he's kicked that forward once more, and out here is Traeger by himself. Traeger, wasting no time, goes forward again. Beautiful passage of play. Not quite finishing off there was Bilney, just copped a late one. Is it going to be a free kick? They've picked one out here, and I reckon that's the evener-upper for Bilney not getting a free kick. I think he might have deserved an arm chop.
Yeah, he could have got one there, Wes Bilney, but it was great footy from Great Flinders. They didn't miss a target with about 5 or 6 disposals to bring it deep out of Eastern Eyre's forward line, and created a shot on goal for him.
So, Crittenden, this is a big kick. Stephen Crittenden lining up. We're directly behind this. The best view on the ground of this one. In he comes. It'll be tough work from here, but he kicks it out at the goalpost. It swings back beautifully. Did he get the journey? I think it did. It's gone through. That's exactly how you need to kick the football with this breeze the way it is. He started that out at the right goalpost. The breeze brought it back for him beautifully. And that is Great Flinders' 4th goal now. 4 goals, 3-27. Eastern Eyre 1-5-11. They need to get a move on, Pacer.
Yeah, it was a brilliant kick by Crittenden. He did that really well, and they've kicked a couple into it now, and this has been a 5 or 10 minute period where they've potentially set the game up and given themselves a bit of break here, and coming home with that win, they're going to be pretty hard to hold out here, Great Flinders.
DJ Barra down on the boundary line. A couple of quick goals to Great Flinders puts them in the box seat, you'd think, mate?
Yeah, it does actually, because we'll be coming home with the breeze, but don't write Eastern Eyre off yet. There's still a quarter and a bit to go, and we'll see what happens by the time the final siren goes.
Thank you, DJ Barra. Eastern Eyre free kick here, and he's within shooting range, you would think, if he gets back quick enough, and he has. This is Evans. Oh, he's hacked that off the instep, and that'll be tossed in. There's done some damage. DJ Barry might have some work to do there, I think, on one of those windscreens. Cross down to you in a minute and just see the damage there. As they go hunting for the Sharon once more. Just absolutely hacked that off the instep. Claxton, no, it wasn't Claxton, sorry, it was Evans. And the Sharon has been retrieved and will be thrown in once more. It's in the forward pocket for Eastern Eyre, about 15 metres around from the behind post on the eastern side of the ground. The Rucks go at it once more. It spills down. Watson gets a little kick out of there for Great Flinders, and Eastern Eyre have picked the ball up and looked out to the fat side of the ground. Coming over the top there, knocking it forward was Clay Smith for Eastern Eyre. Running onto that, flashing through there was Walker. He's had a red hot go at that. In fact, it wasn't Walker, it was a Crittenden.
Great smother from Jordan Hine there too. Stopped the shot on goal from Eastern Eyre, and he dove late and managed to get his arms across him and held it up.
Konecka got the tap out of there, and it's ended up coming out to Evans, who's had another shot, and this time it's come off the other side of his boot. So he's used the instep, the outside of the boot, somewhere in the middle there. If he can find the middle of that boot, he might actually kick one. Watson has been given the relieving kick for Great Flinders. Dangerous
important Watson in the last in this quarter, and probably late in that second quarter, he's managed to get hold of plenty of the footy and come into the game.
It's looked to boot that long, but Eastern Eyre now get hold of it. Gale came flashing through there and couldn't get hold of it. It's almost a throw there. Crittenden, there's a big tackle, gets confronted. That was Caleb Prime working hard there for Eastern Eyre. Him and Crittenden got very familiar with each other. The meat and the sandwich was Prime. Up go the Rucks once more. Kemp gets his hand to that. Pump forward now was from Katurski, but it's not very measured by any stretch. That was Wolford there, who just got the ball forward into a dangerous position. Fitzgerald comes out, picks it up on the right foot, snaps around the body and has kicked a goal. Beautiful finish from Berger Fitzgerald, his first real impact on the game today, and that is the second goal of the day for Eastern Eyre. They go to 2-5. Oh, hello. What's he done here? The umpire definitely signalled goal initially. No, now we've gone through for one behind.
I think the reaction from Joel Fitz gave it away. He looked disappointed after he kicked it, but was called a goal initially, but been turned over to a point.
Definitely was. So they're going back to 1-6 now, and Great Flinders have cleared. That would have been a much-needed goal. Carr couldn't get his hands to it. Diving in there, and some tough work again from Prime. Had some support there from his teammate in race, and they wrap up the Great Flinders player off the bottom of that pack. Crittenden, who runs back to position. The Rucks will go at it once more, just in front of us on the wing. Kemp wins that down. Hine couldn't pick it up. Diving there in was Watson, and he's given away a free kick. A bit unlucky there, actually, because Katurski sort of tripped over, and Watson just went with him.
Yeah, went with him and just fell into his back. It was probably a free kick, but Paffy's been calling some tight ones all day like that, so I guess he's been consistent.
Love your work, Pacer. Love your work. We go forward once more, Great Flinders. It's 50 metres out from their goal. They're kicking to the northern end of this quarter, flashing through their Watson. Class. Picked the ball up, got it on the boot. Where's Bilney? Outstanding football, that. Now, that's one of the instances there where Watson's actually used the breeze to his advantage. He's put it up on the breeze, knowing how to get hold of it. And Bilney's just been able to run out onto that, use his strong hands, and he's taken the mark.
It was good marking then. It wasn't easy. He said it went a long way in the air, and he just judged his run perfectly and took it out in front of his eyes.
So Bilney will kick from about 35 metres out, almost directly in front. He's got it on line, I think. It's just out to the left, is it? We're waiting on the goal umpire here, and he has signalled it behind.
Behind signal by Steve Milton, certainly the best dressed goal umpire I've ever seen at a Mortlock, I think, Stevie. He's looking very sharp back there.
Pacer Murphy is working fantastically today, so Jimmy Papp, umpire Papazoglov, could take a leaf out of that goal umpire's book, we would think. He's struggling there in the green kit today. Out we come to the far side of Centenary Oval on the eastern side of the ground. Now Konecka's running back with the flight. It's a 2-on-1 here, but great work over the top. Tom Davey, that's a good mark. Konecka read that beautifully, but couldn't do anything about it. 2 grabber there from Tom Davey, who looks for options now. Just shorts up a teammate. A little bit off the instep. Probably worked to Kwiatkowski's advantage, though. He will look for teammates. They're heading over now to this western side of the ground. They're determined to get it out there. Fitzgerald up, went over his head. Couldn't do anything with it. Oh, nice bump there. And going back there to pick the ball up was the ruckman in Konecka, who's been everywhere once again. He's probably been the best player at the carnival that I've seen so far, Pacer. He's been outstanding.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been really good today too. For a big guy in these conditions, he's been outstanding.
Running back there was Sivia, wasn't it? We'll see who that gets off the bottom of that pack. I think it's Sivia off the bottom of the pack there. Norton has been good as well, and he'll go up for this one, I think, or no? Up they come. Got a free kick here to Eastern Eyre. And Kemp will take the resulting free kick. Out he goes now in front of the grandstand. Good kick. Beautiful lead, strong kick, strong mark. Away they go, Eastern Eyre now. Oh, it's over the back. Storming out there, and Berger Fitzgerald just got bundled out of it, if you don't mind. The shoes everywhere. Fitzgerald is down. The ball's gone over the boundary line. Chaos here at Centenary Oval. They just can't put it on the scoreboard at the moment, Eastern Eyre. Can't finish their work going forward. Good defensive work from Great Flinders once again, and the ball comes out the back now, but leading back there for Great Flinders and getting that on the boot was Watson of the Aaron variety this time. And that ball will be wrapped up. A good strong tackle from Bates. We'll have another ball up. Not sure umpire's wearing the hat today. That would be to keep the rain out of his eyes, I would think. Not a lot of sun around at the moment, Bates.
Not many games we're getting sun back today, that's for sure.
That ball's gone up in the air and then straight back with the breeze. That is a metres gain. That's a negative right there. Unfortunately, Pace.
I think I'll listen to Rolly from here too, Reece. It's 3/4 time.
As the rain comes tumbling down, the siren goes for 3/4 time here at Centenary Oval. Oh, wow. An interesting quarter of football, that one. 4-4, 28, Great Flinders. They kicked away a little bit from Eastern Eyre. 1 6-12. That's a 16-point advantage at 3/4 time to Great Flinders, who will be kicking with the aid of a gale force breeze and probably some hail in this final term, you'd think, Pace?
Yeah, it's got awfully dark and cold at the minute, but good quarter from Great Flinders. They just took control of the game, particularly in the last 10 minutes, and got the ascendancy, managed to kick 2 in there, which is just going to probably be the difference in the game, you think, at the end of the day.
Onair.tv, that's where you can go to the live stream. Check that out, or head to our website, 5cc.com.au, mortlockshield.com.au. You've got you surrounded there for the live stream today. And we might just stay in the commentary box at 3/4 time, I think. A Great Flinders leading. Will be kicking with the breeze in the final term. Mortlock Shield 2018 continues after this.
The 2018 Bendigo Bank Mortlock Shield will be back
flight of the ball there. It's spilled out into the pocket and over the boundary line in front of Tynan Hill. It'll be thrown in. Toss back in now. It's about to be. Up they go. The Rucks go at it once more. Winning that one down for Eastern Eyre there was Kwiatkowski. But Watson comes flashing through there and puts a shot on goal. Beautiful, classy finish from Xavier Watson. He's been outstanding for Great Flinders in this game. Pumps through another one. And you'd think that'll be enough for the win. Great Flinders, 5-5 now on the Pizzeria Trieste scoreboard. And they are in front of Eastern Eyre, 1-6. Pace probably not going to be enough, unfortunately, for either of these two. So, well, definitely not for Eastern Eyre now, but
and some, I reckon, Jesse. Probably got to have a 15-goal win to be in it, but you never know what happens in the next 15 minutes.
All you can do at Mortlock, though, is win both your games, right? That's the
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll be the key focus for them for sure.
Yeah, so they're doing that comfortably at the moment. Back in the middle now, and the Rucks go at it once more. Getting his hands to that was Crittenden, but couldn't quite go through with it. Watson, that man again, pumps it forward for Great Flinders. Picking that ball up there and turning around for Great Flinders, going forward, Jesse Rule. Gets it inside 50 now. Picking that up was Gale, working hard for Eastern Eyre. He's been working hard all day. What's that, a throw? I think he's pulled out of there. Another solid tackle. Jesse Rule. He'll have a shot. He'll get the journey here from 50. That breeze, just checking the windsock here at Centenary Oval, and it's gone a little bit limp. But if he uses his full quota of time here, it should pick up by the time he kicks it. In he comes. He will kick from 50. Just outside, in fact. He gets it on line, and not quite. Just out to the right. Left it a bit skinny. Through for another behind for Great Flinders. They move on to 5-6, I think. 5-5. 5-5. Brought into play and taking the mark there for Eastern Eyre. That's Masters. Masters now. Just kicks it over the top and finds a teammate in Kwiatkowski. Ethan Kwiatkowski's been good for Eastern Eyre today. Looking for options. He's got a short one down the line if he wants it to racing, but coming over and covering that off there. Or he went into Vanderloo, who set him a task and couldn't quite get hold of it. Out comes, that was Masters there laying a tackle, but Great Flinders go forward once more. Working hard there, getting the ball back out now. A little chain of handballs that involved Claxton. And out Davies come down the ground to try and get his hands on the ball. Eastern Eyre will clear now. They've got some space. Little handball over the top. In front of us now, Wolford goes forward for Eastern Eyre, but he gets that on the breeze. They're winning it down. It's a tap. Walker's got hold of it now. Joey Walker kicks it over the top. He's got a teammate in space here. Yeah, that is Guy Morton. Morton couldn't find it. Wolford picks it up for Eastern Eyre and gets the ball over now to, that's Bates. Bates goes forward for Eastern Eyre, and running onto that, back with the flight of the ball, taking a nice mark, is Clay Smith.
It's good footy then by Eastern Eyre. They moved the ball well and controlled it in these conditions, so just hit up a couple of short passes, and it's an important kicker, man. It keeps him in the contest if he can kick this goal.
The ball out into a bit of space, and I think we'll see Eastern Eyre working this side of the ground a little bit more in this quarter. They got a score, so I think we'll see a bit more of the footy over this side when they get hold of it. Clay Smith's kicked that beautifully. It's gone straight through the middle, and that's their second goal of the afternoon, Eastern Eyre. 2-6 on the West Coast Diesel Services scoreboard, trailing Great Flinders 5-5. Still got a lot of work to do.
They have, but it's suddenly the scoring in that end, isn't it? It's three of the last 4 goals kicked down there, but it was good footy from Eastern Eyre. Just their ability to run it out from the back half and keep hitting up those short targets was good.
Storrick's gone into the middle now for Eastern Eyre, in there as well as Masters. Tyrone Bishop's getting a run in the ruck. He'll go up against Konecka. Bishop and Konecka, they will go at it again, and nobody could get their hand to that. We'd probably give it to the young man there in Bishop, who worked hard when it was on the ground as well. Ducked his head into the tackle there, and we'll have a ball up. Good decision from the umpire there, Kwiatkowski, wrapping up. his Great Flinders opponent. Up go the rucks once more. Carr was just loitering around the outside of that, towing it forward. That's what you need to do in these conditions for Eastern Eyre, but good handball over the top there from the Great Flinders player. That wasn't Young, but he's wearing his shirt. Obviously that's the replacement for Young, who got injured on Mortlock Saturday. Have you heard any updates about how the young man, pardon the pun, is going?
No, I haven't actually, Regs. I'm not sure what the injury was. He looked pretty sore and sorry after the game Saturday, but hopefully it's nothing too serious for him.
Number 25 for Great Flinders. We'll work out on finding out who that is. It's come in for Young. Have a look on the... No, we can't see. We might set DJ Barratas there. And going forward now anyway, Jesse Kemp's taken a relieving mark for Eastern Eyre. It's in their defensive goal square. Great Flinders kicking to the southern end in this final term. Jesse Kemp gets that out on the breeze. It just goes out over the back of the Eastern Eyre player there in Racing, and it spills out over the boundary line. Jackson Norton in the hands of the trainers there, Pace.
He looks sore behind play, Jackson Norton. He's struggling to walk with the knee and keeps grabbing at that. So again, hopefully that's nothing too serious for him. He looks determined to stay out there though, so maybe he's just got a bit of a knock on it.
Guterski's going to get a free kick here. The boundary throw-in almost hit him in the back of the head, and didn't realise it was coming. Watson stands the mark. Vanderloo gets the little short one and gets it back. Guterski up in front of us now, coming across was Konecka, couldn't get hold of it. Flashing through there was Hampel. He couldn't do much with it either. Forward now, just bundling his way through there and taking the mark was Gale, and it's been paid. Pedler looks at the umpire and says, "What about me?" And up comes Bishop. Up he goes. Konecka came over, third man up, spoiled that. Hine pumps the ball forward now for Great Flinders. It spills out over the back. We'll get a boundary throw in front of Wes Bilney, who couldn't keep it in. It's about 40 metres out now from Great Flinders' goal. The eastern side flank.
George Pedler back on for Great Flinders too up forward, so look for him to have an impact. He's good, tough and under in these conditions, and he'll cause them some concern back there.
Just introducing himself, or reintroducing himself there to Wolford too. Just having a little chat, the gentleman. Might have seen one or two, might have seen each other once or twice. Mortlock Shields over the years. Ball's out over the boundary line again now. Will be thrown in about 10 metres around from the behind post. Up it goes. Winning that one down there for Great Flinders in the end. That was Jesse Rule who went up. But he can't come out of there. Rule gets a little handball over now to Casey Carr, who swings around on the right and puts that straight through. Oh, no, he hasn't. There it is. It's come out of there now and running through. Lovely little tap on Casey Carr. Laid a good tackle there on Racing. But Eastern Eyre do enough to clear now. It's out in front of us, heading up towards the wing now. A little kick up in front, straight through the hands of Hampel, and Great Flinders will go forward. Jesse Rule has it. He looks to go inboard, finds a teammate in Watson. Watson goes forward now, inside 50 for Great Flinders. Up they go, and spilling into the goal square, or a strong tackle there, wrapping the ball up. We'll get a ball up about 10 metres out from the Great Flinders goal. Konecka's down there with Kemp. They're back off in the ruck against each other once more. Konecka wins that one clearly and pushes it through for a behind. I think Konecka's probably had the better of that duel today. Kemp's done some nice stuff around the ground.
Yeah, they've both been good, but Konecka reckons had a bit more of it around the ground as well. But good effort from George Pedlin as well. He 2-on-1 contests and managed to hold the ball in. They were out there in Eastern Eyre if it wasn't for that effort.
That's what he does, George Pedler. Can't quite keep that one in there. Just flashing across there was that Masters, I think, for Eastern Eyre. One hand won't be enough in these conditions. The ball is slippery. Wind is still pretty strong out there. Toss back in now. One down by Kemp that time. Crittenden gets a little kick out of there. George Pedler brings that to ground. Oh, great strong tackle there from Pake. It comes out now, leading back in the race to pick that up and bundling it over the boundary line. Jesse Rule, who's been prominent in this last quarter, will be tossed back in. Around about 45 metres out from the Great Flinders goal. The southern end of Centenary Oval is their goal in this final quarter, and we haven't seen a lot other than their one attacking four-way before Eastern Eyre, which resulted in a goal. off the left peg there, and not doing much with that for Great Flinders. That was Watson, was it? Yeah, Aaron Watson it says, but yeah. Two Watsons today, just confusing the issue. Jesse Kemp bringing it in. Oh, up they go. Nice run and leap at the ball there was Wolf, who couldn't quite bring it down though. Just barreling it through there. Couldn't quite get it out to its teammate. It spills out now to Clay Smith, who tried to get out. Watson just straight on the boot. Bangs it forward. Why not? That's what needs to happen today. Just Jesse Rule comes flashing through there. Gets a little handball out to Konecka, who taps it out cleverly. That was Cretton who couldn't quite get it out of there, and diving in on top of it in the end to lock it up is Watkins for Eastern Eyre, and we'll have a ball up. Watkins now getting around for Eastern Eyre in this final term. Lockie Pake was on the bottom of that. Spills back out now after the ball up. Great Flinders get a little handball out. Couldn't quite get in there, Crittenden. It spills out to Watson again, who just barrels it on. And George Pedler, clean hands to Konecka. Konecka picked that up on the half volley, swung around on the right foot, and has missed.
Two bits of brilliance there from Lockie Pake in the first instance. That pick up in these conditions was outstanding to give him some space, and then George Pedler's hands as well were brilliant to create that shot on goal, but unfortunately missed it for Great Flinders.
And we might cross down to the boundary and try again. DJ Barrow, and just turn you on. DJ Barrow, what are you seeing down there, mate? Are you nice and warm and dry?
I'm back out in the ground line now, Jace. Yeah, you can see Great Flinders. They probably need a double score to have a chance at the end of the day, but yeah.
That's not working. That's not having a bar of that today. So, as a shot on goal here, is it? No. Oh, they're just getting the ball back. Sorry. It's about to be a kick back into play. Another behind to Great Flinders. They go to 5-6 to 2-6 on the West Coast Diesel Services scoreboard. Lovely little chain there results in Eastern Eyre clearing their defensive area, but just chopping that kick-off was Brock Jolly, who's come on for a run for Great Flinders. Up they go. Spills out now, and Great Flinders will go forward once more. I think that was Hind who's booted that ball forward. And up over the back. Can't quite take it on the hands and knees there as Crittenden working now. Konecka was in there again. He's everywhere, the big man. Working hard for Great Flinders and for Eastern Eyre, sorry, it was Claxton in there, and we've been balled up once more. Just spilling out into the goal square now, and no one can get their hands on it. They're just playing tunnel ball pretty much at the moment. Ball's just grabbed forward and wrapped up in a tackle there. That was a strong tackle on Aaron Watson, who gets off the bottom of the pack there. Good strong tackle from Eastern Eyre. We balled up once more. We've just worked it around to about 30 metres out from the Great Flinders goal now. Working hard there again. Masters just handballs at the feet though of his teammate, who was good enough to pick it up and farm it out, and they managed to clear to about 40 metres out. Watson chops it off though, chips it in, and didn't quite find a teammate. Probably should have had the shot himself in the end, Watson. It's gone out and come back in though, and it lands on the chest. In the end, that's a good mark. Just a hack forward, pacer, but it's ended up in the chest of a teammate.
Yeah, it was. It was a hack forward, but it just shows the value of being able to put the ball in quickly. And Levi Konecka, he's just been outstanding again today, and he can cap off a great game here with a goal. So just the ball fell in his lap and was able to hold on to it, and he'll have a chance to put the game, ice the game, you think, for Great Flinders.
Deserves a goal. In he comes, looks a little awkward, and hits the post. Hits the post, the left-hand goal post there, just about knocked it out of the ground. It's still wobbling around. And through for another behind, but Great Flinders are home, we're calling it now. That's 5 goals, 8-38. They're 20 points clear of Eastern Eyre, 2 goals, 6-18. Has been a good game of footy. Probably marred a little bit by the conditions, but nothing you can do other than play the conditions, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Greg. It's been a contest, so I mean, Eastern Eyre have certainly made Great Flinders work hard, and they've had some good players too. And as you said, the conditions have had a major impact on the game, but just Great Flinders probably just been a little bit cleaner and able to find a couple of forwards that have been able to kick some goals.
2 goals into the breeze in the middle part of that third quarter have set up this win, no question about that for Great Flinders. Off the instep once more, Masters hovers over the ball, taps it out to a teammate. Casey Carr confronts him though and wraps him up in a tackle, and we'll have a ball up. It's Jake Bruce on the bottom of that pack. Was prominent early for Eastern Eyre.
Yeah, he's drifted out of the game a bit, hasn't he, since late, but he was certainly, he was probably best on ground in that first quarter.
Big fella there for Eastern Eyre, and Tyrone Bishop's out again for a run and probably won that tap, but coming out of there couldn't quite pick it up. Again, Matt Dyer has been good for Great Flinders, and we'll have another ball up. We've got Cretton around this for Great Flinders. We've got Watson around. In fact, I'm not even going to try and name all the players around. This is about 20 of them. Up goes, that was Hall in that occasion who got hold of that. Oh, good little handball out of there after being confronted was Dyer again. It goes inside Great Flinders forward 50 now, but Eastern Eyre clear it. Fitzgerald's decided to come up to the centre of the ground. Normally he just comes up here to shake hands, but he's decided I need a kick, and he's wrapped up. Joey Walker's wrapped him up. Both of the boys have had enough of the goal square. Umpire Papazoglov gets hold of the Sheridan and will throw it up. Fitzgerald says, no, I'm not going back. I'm a follower. All of a sudden, it comes out of there and nobody can get a decisive disposal out, but just trying to hack it forward, but it ended up ricocheting back the other way for Eastern Eyre. That was Kwiatkowski got a handball back. That was, in that occasion, Masters, I think, farming the ball out as well, but they just can't get it forward with any... Can't get a clear disposal at the moment. The Great Flinders pressure around the ball has been exceptional all day long, Pacer.
Yeah, it has been, and that's been the clear difference, I think, since quarter time. Great Flinders' ability just to put Eastern Eyre under so much pressure, and they just haven't been able to get clean hands or kicks away, so as the siren goes.
There it is, full time in Game 7 of the 2018, in fact. I'm a year behind myself. 2018 Bendigo Bank Mortlock Shield. And Great Flinders, 5 goals, 9-39, defeat Eastern Eyre 2-6-18 on the Anytime Fitness scoreboard. Congratulations to Great Flinders, undefeated the last 2 Mortlock Shields now. Won't be enough for them to win the Mortlock Shield this year, but all you can do is win your 2 games, Pacer, and congratulations to Great Flinders again on doing exactly that.
Yeah, they've had 2 pretty tough opponents, and obviously City made them work really hard on Saturday, and Eastern Eyre have done the same thing again today. But as you said, I mean, as an association, I mean, you're going to Mortlock, and clearly your aim is you've got to win games. As you said, the last 2 Mortlocks have won 4 out of 4, and you hit the nail on the head. It's not going to be enough to get them the shield in this instance, but all bar a draw, I guess, in that last game. But I guess that has an impact. But
does.
But no, they were good Great Flinders in this game. I think just, as I said, the pressure they applied, and I think their back half really stood up. Guys like Joe Walker, nothing got past him, and just their midfield as well. I thought, Xavier Watson and Casey Carr come into that game strongly, and then we mentioned him so many times. Levi Knitsker was just outstanding in the ruck again.
He was. DJ Barra, Midwest have come out on the ground ready for the final game of the year, but we'll go down to DJ Barra. We'll try again. We'll see how this goes. Barra, who have you managed to get hold of?
Just going to see if I can get the big fella Norts here. Norts, great carnival, mate. You played really, really well. 2 wins. How'd you feel?
No, I felt pretty good. She was pretty tough conditions out there today, so it would definitely test us. But no, we were pretty happy with that win, and we thought we did pretty well going into it as well, so we're pretty happy with our carnival.
Yeah, unfortunately maybe not quite enough goals on the board because of the other 2 games that were pretty heavily scored, but to have 2 wins, and I reckon you're just about probably maybe player of the tournament, mate.
No, we'll see how we go, but no, we always aim to win both our games. Obviously last year it was all 3, so that's what we aim for, and we won both 2, so we're happy with that.
Yeah,
and not much else we can do. So
good on you, mate. Have a good one. See you next year.
Buddy.
DJ Barra down there on the boundary line. Bit of input. Great Flinders, as we just mentioned before, we're happy to win both of your games. You can't do any more than that. The carnival format is what it is. I quite like it like this, to be honest. It kind of shares it around a little bit. As it turns out, Midwest have got a crack, probably their first genuine crack at winning the Mortlock Shield in maybe 4 or 5 years pace, and Great Flinders have been good enough to win both of their games again.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's always going to be conjecture about whether the draw's right and those sort of things, but I think they've got it okay. I mean, all you can do is present and keep winning games of footy, and as you said, it does create opportunities for all leagues to have a crack at it. So And and that wheel constantly turns as well. I mean, sides sort of have a lot of player turnover and changes over the years. So, be spot on. Midwest, I mean, they'll go into this next game as heavy underdogs, but they probably love it that way too. So, just to have a crack at the, I guess their class as the City Boys in some ways, the Sharks, and they'll certainly back themselves, Midwest. I'm looking forward to that contest.
Yep, they wouldn't have it any other way, the Midwest boys. So their time to shine in the final game of the Mortlock Shield, Game 8. They'll take on the EP Sharks, and we'll talk about that in a tick. But just to wrap this game up, for Great Flinders today, there wasn't anyone better on the ground than Xavier Watson, but his equal, and I think the player of the carnival so far has been Levi Konecka. I thought he was outstanding in conditions which should not suit a big man like that.
Yeah, no, he was absolutely outstanding again. Just his ability to win the ball at ground level, but also in the air, and he rucked pretty much tirelessly all day again. So he had a terrific game. He's had an outstanding carnival, and he'll be right up there for that Bampton medal, you'd think. So, but
yep, couldn't agree more with that. Matty Dyer also outstanding. I loved his work throughout the afternoon. Jordan Hine was pretty prominent around the place as well. Loved the work in the back line of Joe Walker again, just streaming out of defence, being pretty miserly as always back there. But when he gets hold of the footy, he very rarely wastes it.
Yeah, you're right. It's the beauty of his game. I mean, he wears opposition forwards like a glove, and there's no easy kick for him. He's sort of got that Dustin Fletcher-like reach, I guess. I mean, he's not an overly tall player, Joe, but he managed to get fists in all the time, and he's a better user of the ball than what a lot of people give him credit for too. He doesn't miss too many targets.
Now, for Eastern Eyre, probably their best today, I thought, was Kwiatkowski, number 9 in your program, but he was outstanding for them, along with Jesse Kemp, who battled hard all day. That match-up, Konecka and Kemp, as we said in the pre-game, was as mighty as we thought it might be.
Yeah, I thought he was good, Kemp, and he said Kwiatkowski was good. I thought their captain in Gale, is it?
Yep.
I thought he was a good player as well. So I thought Racing did some good things in the back half as well. So they had some good players. Tom Davey had some good moments too across half forward. He certainly uses the ball well, and he's got good hands. So he was good, but unfortunately for the Eastern Eyre boys, they just weren't quite strong enough across the journey and succumbed to Great Flinders.
Going to have to correct myself there. In fact, Berger Fitzgerald is their skipper. Nick Gale is prominent though, and it's been around in the last couple of Mortlock Shields, so it won't be long when he'll have that C next to his name, I wouldn't think. He's a good young lad.
He's a good player. He's not much of him. He's not overly big, but he certainly has a crack, and he was certainly good for him.
Liked the work of Tommy Davey as well. Thought he did some nice things for Eastern Eyre. They had some good players up forward and throughout the middle of the ground all day long, but you would think, really looking back at it now, we said at the start of the day that whoever won the midfield battle would win the game, and Great Flinders won the midfield battle. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, they did. I thought, as I said, Watson and Carr were really important through there as well, and the other guy too, Lockie Pake, had some good moments across half forward. He maybe only had a dozen touches or so, but he didn't waste too many of them, so he was certainly important. And I thought Hall's effort too, in a couple of occasions, just to provide a real contest, and when he give Konecka a bit of a spell in the ruck was important for him. But they were just too good in the end, Flinders, so and a good win.
Indeed it was. So we await the teams to come onto the ground. We had Midwest out here just for a quick run earlier. They've gone back off the ground now. We wait for Midwest and the EP Shark Warriors to come out on the ground for the final game of the Mortlock Shield. Pace, a great job this afternoon.
Thanks,
well
Regs.
done, mate.
Cheers for that. Good
Time for a froth, I suppose.
Yeah, might go and sneak up in there and have a quick beer, bugger it.
Good man. Great job this afternoon, Pacer Murphy. We've got Joe Franklin with us. We've got DJ Barrow with us, who's made his way back over here. We'll go off to a quick break now and return with the final game of Mortlock Shield 2018.
Thanks to you, our brigade has received an awful lot of gear that has helped us help the community.
I was in a really bad car accident. If the fire and rescue mob weren't there, I mightn't be here.
See the change your banking can make. Bendigo Bank. Be the change.
Put your brand in the palm of the hand of thousands of sports viewers from your local area and even across the globe. Social media-based live streaming has the potential to reach well beyond your existing network. Sport fans are the most engaged viewers, both on television and online, which means more viewers who see your ads and are more likely to act on them. Talk to Mortlock Shield about advertising in 2019 to our growing audience and support local footy.
Australians! Optus 4G Plus network now covers more of you than ever. So you can post fast, watch fast, play fast, just like me.
Do you have an upcoming event? Reach an audience beyond the venue. Live streaming your events allows you to reach a global audience, letting people all over the world watch, engage, and interact with your content in real time. By providing a live stream of your event, those who would previously be missing out can watch and engage from their office, home, or mobile device. Live streaming can provide an additional way to generate income and exposure. Conferences, awards nights, sporting events, concerts, community events. Get your message on air with onair.com.